Let's start with the news now. And researchers at the Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology are calling for increased sensitization on the NHIS mobile premium payment in rural areas. This follows a research which found those residing in urban areas are more likely to pay the NHIS premium with their mobile phones. JoyNews medical correspondent Dr. Emanuela Echan-Oseitu speaks with the lead scientist in this study, Dr. Joseph Marfo, for Tech Thursday.
I find it difficult to go there because when I think about the queue every day, I just find an excuse to stay in the house.
All you need is your mobile phone and your NHIS number. Now, dial card, enter your 8-digit membership number, press send, follow the instructions for payment. Easy, right? The mobile renewal services takes away the time-wasting periods and other inconveniences one may face when going to the NHIS district offices for renewal. This study, therefore, sought to answer the question, who uses and what makes them use their mobile phones to pay and renew their NHIS premium. The research found those residing in urban areas, that is, the Kumasi metropolis, more likely to pay the NHIS premium with the mobile phone.
At the end of the research, we found out that a lot of people were ready to embrace the technology that's paying NHIS premium with mobile phone. So, and we realized that looking at the socioeconomic status of those in the informal sector, we thought it wise that then if such a system is to be implemented and the main tool for implementing this system is mobile phone, then mobile phones should be made affordable so that the ordinary member in the informal sector of the economy can afford it and use it to pay the NHIS premium.
Yes, in the study we found that the urban dwellers are more likely to pay by mobile phone when it comes to paying premium and national health insurance premium. So basically that's what we found, that urban dwellers are more likely to pay national health insurance premium through mobile phones than those living in the rural areas. The reason being that the offices of the NHIS are more overcrowded in the urban areas than in rural areas. So if such a system whereby it will reduce these numbers that go to the offices of the NHIS in the urban areas to pay or register with their national health insurance.
Reporting for JoyNews, I am Dr. Emanuela Echan-Oseitu.
We go to Kumasi, where the children's park, abandoned and neglected for years, has become a transit point for criminals in the Kumasi metropolis. Situated in the very center of the city, the area has turned into a hideout for many criminals who rob and sometimes injure unsuspecting victims. Mentally challenged persons and squatters have also taken over the place. Nanaya Aljima visited the area and has come through with this report.
Established in the 90s, the Kumasi Children's Park, which also housed the Efia Kobi Ampim Library, served the recreational and educational needs of children in the metropolis. The installed play equipment and the green environment provided a conducive atmosphere for all who frequently visited the place. Richard Odame spoke about some fond memories.
We used to play here when we were just kids. It had different play equipments for all. It was an interesting place where many children came to play.
A river flows through the middle of the park with a shade of canopies of trees in the once well-managed green space. Benches beneath the shades offered relaxation for all, but the once beautifully furnished park has become a haven for criminals. Assembly member Daniel Otuo Echampon explains.
Since 2005, the giant number Since 2005, we have left the place to rot. You find many people in here who are either drug addicts or persons we suspect to be armed robbers. They are mentally challenged people in here as well.
The library, which sits in the middle of the park, is now home for squatters. Many in Kumasi avoid the children's park and its environs at night due to high crime in the area. The assembly member explains some robbery cases have resulted in killing of victims.
At night, the place is very dark. It is very hard for security personnel to work here. Some persons we suspect to be armed robbers die here after they are injured in some of the activities. The mentally challenged and drug addicts also die here. It has become very difficult for us to manage the security situation here.
Meanwhile, authorities say efforts are underway to find investors to revamp the park. Sam Pine is Chief Executive of Kumasi Metropolitan Assembly.
I've contacted about 3 entities to look at what they can do for us. As I speak with you, I've had discussions with high-ranking officials in government, and even today, we're looking at meeting some people to give us designs and drawings to see a modern facility of an amusement park, an ICT center, a library, and possibly a case shop for that area so that we can revive it. And that's what is highly on the table. What we're looking at is the funding.
So this particular structure has been converted into a football pitch by these young ones. From the look of things, if necessary steps are not taken to ensure that this place is redeveloped, as the children are calling for, these ones will be the remnants of the children's park. For JoyNews, Nanaya Ojima, Kumasi.
Let's now talk about how Ghana is taking steps to be self-sufficient in the management of its resources. It has sponsored about 80 Ghanaian teachers to study engineering courses at the Northern Alberta Institute of Technology, Canada, in order to enhance their skills and impact other Ghanaians. President Akufo-Addo urged the beneficiaries to work hard in order to help Ghana attain its goal.
The news, which is very encouraging, is the steps that we're taking with the leadership of the Ministry of Energy and the Petroleum Commission, as much as possible to be self-sufficient in the management of our national resources. It is a key aspect of being able to reach the Ghana Beyond Aid target. These resources which we have offshore, onshore, are managed and developed by us. And that we don't have to depend on foreign expertise and foreign capital to be able to do so. And of course, to attain that objective, the skills enhancement of Ghanaians in the industry is absolutely critical. And that's where you come in. My understanding is that you're going to come back, teach in the various technical institutes, and thereby create more and more and more people like yourselves. That can only be good to the benefit of our country. And all of us are aware about what is happening in the wider world, where lots of people are trying to suppress the exploitation of our hydrocarbon resources, want to pull out both men, people, as well as capital from countries like our own. And that, therefore, if we're really going to develop these resources, we can no longer count on them. We have to count on ourselves. That's why the initiatives that are being taken in the sector, at the level of GNPC, in trying to develop greater capacity to be able to be an operator of fields, and then at your level, enhancing the skills of Ghanaians, the technical aspects of the industry are conjoined, they are part and parcel of the same process, And they're absolutely essential. Where you're going, it's not going to be easy for you, but you understand the responsibilities that you have. You're part of a nation-building exercise. And if, God willing, we succeed in developing our country and bringing prosperity to it, you will have a very, very, very coveted place in that narrative and that story.
Municipal Assembly, under the leadership of Chief Executive Divine Bosson, has begun an exercise to open up the municipal capital and ensure an easy flow of traffic. The Assembly has commenced the demolition of houses constructed in areas demarcated for roads in about 4 suburbs in the municipal capital, Ho, to pave way for the construction of the roads. There is more in this report.
All these ones, these buildings are taking it,
The demolition exercise began in the Dokpokope community of the Volta regional capital of Ho. Houses that had road markings on them since 2007 were pulled down to make way for the construction of an access road that connects the School of Hygiene to the Ho Aflau Road. The access road would measure about 100 feet wide. The MCE, Divine Bosson, underscored the importance of an access road to the area which is fast developing.
We have a major national asset here, a government school of hygiene. We have a whole community here, and the place needs to be open. Yes, Rome cannot be built in one day, and assembly cannot just come today by pulling down the structures and start constructing first-class road. We will go back onto the drawing board, make budgetary allocation for it, plan with my planning department and the whole management of the assembly, and we'll fix it. We are in to fix, and that's what we are doing.
The demolition exercise would affect about 10 households. The affected residents argued that their grandfathers had settled here in Dokpokope since 1964, hence it has become their home. They have therefore appealed for resettlement since they have no means of reconstructing their households due to impoverished lifestyles.
Government va apply for school. I can't vote. Do I vote? I vote. Nemia no. I me vote na mia. Enyoa. Efo enyoa. Be me va me ko friko. Mi ajo. Mia no yame. Fika mia no. Efo enyo na wa. Efo me kuma lo bia enyoa. Enyo na wa. Me va gba ko mi ajo. I have see the autonomy o. Kake ekulilo yo. Akpe.
The demolition exercise was also done at Toviaji to connect Adehenu Street to the Dome Market Road. A new road has also been opened behind the Ho Sports Stadium to connect Living Spring to the Miracle Life Clinic Road. Major work is being undertaken to open up the Atachi Street to serve as a bypass and connect the Some Down Main Road. Over 5 structures are earmarked to be demolished during the exercise. The whole MCE, Mr. Bosson, said the assembly would engage the affected residents and map out a resettlement plan for them.
That is another case. If there is anything, they should come to the table. I am always ready. As you can see, the community was ready before we even came.
However, road users and residents have lauded the initiative and hopes it would be extended to other parts of the municipality. Fred Kwame Asari, Joy News, Ho.
Now, the Agbogbo Mafia of the Asogli State, Togbe Afede the 14th, has urged young entrepreneurs to aspire for excellence in a bid to succeed in their endeavors. According to him, succeeding in the entrepreneurial world does not come easy, but with determination, perseverance, hard work, and humility, the desired objectives would be achieved. He was speaking at the maiden launch of the Heart of Gold Foundation in the Volta regional capital of Ho.
The Heart of Gold Foundation aims at helping widows, the underprivileged and needy children. It would also undertake projects in women empowerment, education, health, and livelihood support. Christine Edem-Kyerema is the Chief Executive Officer of the foundation.
Okay, the Heart of Gold Foundation, it's an NGO founded this year to support the less privileged. And it's something that is going to be done from time to time. It's not necessarily going to be a program for just the less privileged. It could be for students in general, it could be for widows. Widows are not necessarily less privileged people in society, but you just consider them and then do something small for them. You get it? And the reason behind this foundation is basically giving back to my society. Why am I giving back to my society? 4 years ago, I came here and I came here, invited you all to support me at this same venue for my Grand Deba for Ghana's Most Beautiful 2017 at the Volta Rep, which none of you disappointed me. You came here, you gave me your massive support, and it was indeed like awesome. I enjoyed it. The love was just too much.
In an inaugural address, Togbe Apede urged young entrepreneurs to remain resolute in achieving their objectives.
You set your ambition and desire for excellence, and then you decide to work very hard in support of that desire. And it's not just the physical effort, but also that mental effort, that creativity. Those are what are needed to achieve objectives. So desire for excellence is very important, hard work is very important, willingness to think and to take initiative is very, very important. That perseverance is very important if this effort has to succeed. But in all things also you need humility.
Fred Kwame Asari, Joy News. Oh.
It's a wrap for the AM News, but we have a lot coming your way as we dig into the newspapers and online portals in the course of the news review. We'll be joined by a policy analyst and vice president of Imani Africa, Selom Brantier. Stay for that one.